I'm Andrew Nelson, and this is my art history project. Medieval art. This refers to a period also known as the Middle Ages, which spanned from the fall of the Roman Empire in 476 AD to the early stages of the Renaissance in the 14th century. The focus for this art was on religion and Christianity. It included architectural details like stained glass art, large murals on walls and dome ceilings, carvings on buildings, and columns and sculptures. Mosaic. Patterns and decorations, bright colors, the use of precious metals, gems, and other luxurious materials, stylized figures, and social status. Sculptures. Christianity was a driving force in Europe, so many sculptures were about people or events that take place in the Bible. However, some were made in honor of great warriors or kings. Stained glass windows. Stained glass was one of the foremost techniques of painting. It may not seem like stained glass is a form of painting, but it actually is. Stained glass is inspired from religious narratives found in churches and sometimes even in people's homes. Donatello. Born in Florence, Italy around 1386, sculptor Donatello apprenticed early with well-known sculptors and quickly learned the Gothic style. Before he was 20, he was receiving commissions for his work. Over his career, he developed a style of lifelike, highly emotional sculptures and a reputation second only to Michelangelo's. The early life of Donatello. Donatello's father was a member of the Florentine Woolcombers Guild, and because of this, it set Donatello on a path of working in the trades because he was the son of a craftsman. At an early age, he was already being trained by well-known artists. Donatello sculpting. Donatello was very skilled in sculpting. It is said that he is the most influential sculptor of the 15th century. Donatello also started pioneering certain perspectives in his sculptures. The statue of St. George. One of Donatello's most well-known sculptures was that of St. George. The St. George sculpture is of average size, so it could not be a bronze statue, only made of marble. St. George was a well-known military figure, so Donatello sculpted his posture to look tall and confident. The Feast of Herod. The Feast of Herod is very unique. Donatello was pioneering a new perspective in sculpting with this bronze sculpture. This was his very first bronze leaf sculpture, and it depicts the beheading of John the Baptist being presented to Herod as he looks shocked. This was commissioned for a baptismal font in the Siena Cathedral. Sculpture of David. This is probably Donatello's landmark sculpture out of his whole life. It is a bronze sculpture depicting a biblical story of David after his triumphant battle against Goliath. It was not typical to see David in his youth or nude. He was usually shown as a king according to the Old Testament. This sculpture was commissioned by Cosimo de' Medici. And my work cited.